You can do it. Hey, everybody. I am Danelle with Danelle Citry, and I have Amy Dement here from her channel.
Good
And we are
morning.
just sitting here sewing along today. Amy, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Amy. I love all things scrappy and colorful. Brand new YouTuber as well, and met Donnell. And man, I'm so glad that I did. I'm so glad to be getting to know you and being your friend. So thank you so much for having me this morning. And I'm going to get my Bonnie Hunter clue number one sewn and out of the way. I'm so excited to have this forced time to sit down and do it. Otherwise, I'd put it off.
Yeah, I was actually going to do that a lot as well today, but I'm like, I am getting commissioned for a quilt and I have barely even gotten it started, so I should probably work on that instead.
Yeah.
See, hey, Patty G and Dragonflies with Donna. Nice to see you both.
Okay, I don't see anybody in the chat. Do I have to log into that?
Um, I'm not really for sure. It should be showing
Oh,
up.
no, I just needed to check. It's me. It's
Girl,
me.
drink some more
Uh,
coffee.
I know, I'm telling you. You saw him. He just poured it. You saw him.
Yes.
Mm, I'm running on about 5 hours of sleep if I'm lucky. But
Man, yesterday
so
I crashed out like in the middle of Becca's live before, and never even made it to Handmade by Ying's live. I even messaged her earlier in the day asking if she was going to be live last night because I didn't see anything scheduled up there for her. And she goes, yeah, why? I'm like, well, I didn't see it at their scheduled, so I wasn't for sure. And so she's like, yeah, I'll be on there. And then I wound up not even being awake long enough to be there.
all right, I'm gonna start sewing and you tell me if it's too loud or if
Okay.
you hear it. Oh! I'm
What did
gonna
you do?
change my I'm gonna change my needle now because my sewing machine was set to zigzag.
Girl.
This is not my regular sewing machine. I'll be right back.
Hello. Oh, if it gets a little noisy for a moment, birds are going to eat crap. Quasar.
Well,
I have birds in my room, everybody, so sometimes they can go a little crazy.
he has a lot to share with the world.
Yes, he doesn't like the fact that when I'm live, he doesn't get to come out to play.
Oh. Okay.
Because I'm not taking any chances of having to play in the middle of a live stream.
Oh no, you tell her. You tell her. Okay.
Quasar.
At least the
You want
tip of the needle didn't shoot across the room.
Yeah,
Could be
luckily
worse.
you didn't get hurt.
No.
I'll be right back. Just want to give them a treat real quick, fronting them down.
You bet.
It's nice having a friend on.
All right, Dragonflies for Donna. Is that from the Scrappy Quilt Effect? Is the no sleep? Is that what you mean? Yeah, it's editing. So much editing in that video. Oh my gosh. It's
I have
going
made
well
two
though.
attempts. So far, I have made 2 attempts to record a video of like one of my how-tos.
Uh-huh.
So that way there someone just wants to watch the quick how-to video without actually watching
Oh,
the
there's
full
no
life.
such thing as a quick from your side though. There's no such thing as quick from your side.
I've tried multiple times to record one, and every time it's either like my last one, I thought everything was going great, and then all of a sudden, right in the middle of it, when I was trying to show exactly what it is I'm doing, turns out my machine was blocking the entire camera view. I'm like, well, scrap that one.
Well, but that's the thing. It's like the best advice I ever got about YouTube. People are like, "How are you doing so well?" I'm like, "All right, first of all, I don't know. Secondly, it's just, you throw something out there and you learn something with that video, and then you make an improvement in the next one, and then you make an improvement in the next one." And then you go, wow, I won't do that again. And you make an improvement in the next one. And so that's just what I keep doing. You learn something and you carry
Yeah,
it forward.
I actually stole the stand that my husband uses for his Nintendo Switch by the couch. So
Yeah.
because I'm like, ooh, I'm like, that holds my cell phone just beautifully. I'm like, I can angle it right over my sewing machine and everything.
Oh, fantastic. See, that's innovation. All
Yeah, I'm
right.
like,
Now
he's just gonna have to order a new stand. That's all.
there you go. There you go.
Oh, we gotta pick up that speed because
Oh, thank you, Donna.
so it's
Okay,
funny,
let's
Amy.
see.
You are my very first guest ever on my channel.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
wow. Well, thank you. All right, we're gonna look at the adjustments on the
You
sewing
got that.
machine this time. How come it says it can go to the left?
Maybe when we were doing technical checks earlier, we should have did that on the machine too.
Yeah, I should have tried sewing on this. I've sewn on it before, but then it had what the okay.
Is this your normal machine you used, or?
No, this is my travel machine, and it's just gonna give me a little bit of a problem, but I just need a piece of scrap fabric. And look, this is what happens when you organize your scraps. You don't have anything laying around. This is, this
Yeah,
is
I had started on your method of organizing scraps the other day, of cutting all my stuff down to either 2.5-inch squares, 2.5 by 5-inch rectangles, 5-inch squares, 2.5-inch strips, 10-inch squares, or back quarters.
right.
I'm like, okay, I'm like, well, this is going great on cutting it down. I'm like, now I just got to figure out how I'm going to store this all nice and organized. Like,
It's an ever-changing system.
yeah, no, I'll pick
I
one thing
have
and I'll see something that someone else is doing. I'm like, ooh.
I have hang on, I gotta rethread this.
Hi, Mary Wilson, Minnesota. How are you doing today? Sorry you're having a fussy computer, or not computer, but machine this morning.
I should have gotten ready last night, and I knew it, and so yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's just annoying.
Yeah, well, you were busy last night with editing the video, so.
Why is it? It's on the wrong stitch. Let's see. I just can't read the dials. All right, can you hear that? Is that too loud?
I can hear it, but it's not too loud. I can still hear you.
Okay. I can move it away from me if I need to. All
Yeah,
right,
anybody in the chat, if our machines are too loud, please let us know if you can't hear us.
Let me know, because I'm happy to just sit here and talk to people.
Well, so far we're doing a good job on that.
Yes. Okay. This machine is loud. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, there's a good stitch though. Yay! Helps if you can.
Victory!
It helps if you like read the directions or something. I have a piece. Hang on, I'll be right out of camera for just a minute.
Alrighty. I'll hold down the fort. So where is everybody coming to us from?
I have a piece of a yoga mat that might make it not so loud. I am in. Thank you, Mary. I'm in Austin, Texas.
I am
See,
in
Iowa. I'm sorry, you're in where?
Roseville, Michigan.
Oh, Lord, it's cold in Michigan.
Yeah, it is. I woke up to frost in my windshield this morning. I'm like, yeah.
That's a little better. That yoga mat
I got back from the store and told my son that I grabbed the snow blanket to go on my front room table for my Christmas town, and he didn't hear the
Right.
blanket part, and he goes, "What?" He goes, "It better not be snowing." I'm like, "No, the snow from for the Christmas town."
Pretend snow, not the real stuff. Had a I was this is years ago when I was doing paper crafting stuff and teaching and things like that, and I was we had been down in Tampa for something, and I ran into this other group of people, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we were down there. We were in Tampa last winter." I was like, "Oh really? When were you there?" And they said, "Oh, we were there in March." I said, "March? March is not winter." And she goes, "It is in Wisconsin." I was like,
And
"Oh."
in Michigan,
I'm like, "Oh, I live in Georgia." At the time, I was like, "I live in Georgia. I don't." We were there in November.
Amy, if we can plant flowers into the ground on Mother's Day weekend, we're lucky.
Yeah, our strawberries are gone by Mother's Day. Yep, they are out of season. I kept seeing all these people post they were making freezer jam and all this stuff with strawberries, and it was June. And I was like, how are you making freezer jam in how are you getting strawberries in June? I was like, oh, you live in Oregon.
Okay, so the person with the letter P, I don't know your name or anything, but it says that they're from Iowa. Yo Patty G is from Indiana. Janet Johnson can't sleep, so hot here in Western Australia. Welcome.
Janet, I was about to say, Janet, I thought you were going to bed. I saw her on Sean's, and she was like, I'm going to bed.
Yeah, it was interesting this morning on Sean's. See, Dragonflies is in Maryland. Minneapolis for Mary. Ooh, 26 degrees. Nope, you can keep that.
Oh, good grief. No, I thought I was a weather baby when I lived in Georgia, and then I moved to Texas. And it's drier in the summer. It's hotter, but it's drier, which is nice. And then it's not cold in the winter, but in the same way that it is in Georgia, if you get snow or ice, you're essentially trapped in the house. Because we don't have, I mean, it happens once every 3 years for 2 days, and we don't have any services or provisions for it, right?
Uh-huh.
It would be a waste of a waste of money in storage. And so now people are like, "Oh, it's snowing," and I have like a panic attack. I like get this little anxiety flutter because because snow and ice to me just means, oh, you're trapped in the house. And now here in Texas, we're all electric. We don't have natural gas in this house, And so now if we lose power, we lose everything. And that's I've never experienced that. Usually we
Yeah.
had natural gas heat and we had a natural gas stove. And so I'm like, well, it's fine. We won't have power, but we have heat and hot water and I can cook. So it's fine. Now I'm like, we got nothing. If the power's out, we got nothing. So
Well,
yeah,
see,
people say it's cold and it's snowing, and I'm like,
yeah, see, I actually inherited this house about say a couple years before COVID when when my biological dad passed away and everything. So, but before that, my husband and I and our kids lived in a house also in Roseville, and that house didn't have any type of gas hookup, nothing. It was all complete electric. So I completely feel you there. We actually try and went. We lost power there so frequently that we actually try and went and got a large generator, and he
a
tried
heart.
and yeah, a hard line for hooking up to your house.
Yeah, we have a huge propane tank, but it just heats the pool.
Well, the
I'm
funny
like,
thing is,
great,
the
great.
moment he did a hard line,
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
like,
the moment
great,
he did a
wait.
hard line to the house, we never lost power again.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm like, we need to get a propane house generator and hook it up to that tank, and then our propane fill would cost less too. But
Yeah,
it's one of those things. It's on the list.
uh,
It's on the
the
list.
the never ending list.
Right. Oh, the joys of home ownership.
Yes.
I'm sewing with turquoise thread because it seemed fun. Do you guys match your thread to what you're sewing when you're sewing patchwork? I'm
When I'm
curious.
piecing, I do not. When I'm piecing, I just use white thread or
Yeah.
whatever happens to be in my machine at the time.
Oh, Janet. Yeah, that sounds like what I'm used to. 87 at midnight and humid.
Yeah, I don't miss those days.
I have friends, Janet, that just and I know New Zealand is not Australia. I am American, but I do know this. Um, but my our friends just moved from Seattle to Christchurch, New Zealand, and they I just find it fascinating because they left right before the weather started changing and left, summer to fall into going into spring. And so gonna have a year of perpetual spring summer, which is a kind of a fun idea for me. Snow during trick or treating. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
it was. We actually had flurries
No.
on on Halloween night in the middle of the kids trick or treating up here. I'm like, that is
Oh
insane.
my gosh. Half the time we never know, like in Georgia and here both, you don't know whether it's going to be cool enough to actually wear your costume on Halloween or
I know
you're going to be like sweating under your under all that nylon.
we're
Oh,
just a costume.
yeah.
Let's see, up here in Michigan, if you want to go trick or treating, you gotta put like 5 layers underneath your costume. So you gotta buy your costume like so much bigger than you.
Never
I
stays here.
always dressed up as like zombies and stuff like that. My husband did the face paint and the
Oh
prosthetics.
wow.
Yay, one block done.
Yay. I was so pleased that Clue won. I mean, it's still 11 billion because it's a
Block
Bonnie
one.
Hunter quote. Oh, pretty. It's still a lot of pieces or a lot of units because it's a bounty hunter quilt, and that's what she does. But they're larger than they usually are. And I was so excited. I was like, oh wow, it's not tiny little pieces. Yay.
You know,
I'm
teeny
like, oh,
tiny
I
little
know they're
pieces
coming.
scare me.
I know they're coming, but the first when I did Easy Street, which was behind me in the video the other day, I think the first step or the one that stands out in my mind, and I think it was step one or clue one, was make like 100 billion 4 patches with that finish at 3 inches. So 2 inch using 2 inch squares, and you had to make like, I don't know, 200 of them. And I was like, that's a lot.
That
That's a lot of
that
four
finish at
patches.
2 inches.
They finished at 3 inches. So maybe, yeah, they finished at 3 inches. So I guess they were 2 inch squares. But it was a lot. It was a lot. And I mean, I kind of like that. I like the challenge of here, you need to make all of these units by the next clue. I like the challenge of that. But I am pleased that they're a little bigger for clue one. I know those tiny pieces are coming, Bonnie. I know you're coming for me with the tiny pieces, but I can do it. I cut these on the AccuQuilt this morning. I was like, I'm not using a rotary cutter. I'm gonna zip those through. That's why I was 5 minutes late because I
So
had the
see,
AccuQuilt set up and I
between
didn't have the
last
so.
between last night and this morning, I did all this.
Wow. Now, are you doing those? Um, are you cutting and trimming, or are you using foundation papers?
Nope, I'm cutting and trimming.
Hmm.
I don't do foundation paper on the thing, unlike the easier blocks I know how to do.
Yeah,
So,
I don't. I the only I
I mean, to
use
me,
foundation paper
foundation,
for.
foundation paper is nice, but to me, that adds extra work to something I'm getting paid to make. So,
Well, yeah, and that stuff's expensive.
yeah,
I use it for the little half square triangles, and I use it the stuff from Edita Sitar laundry basket quilts. I like hers the best.
yeah.
And
See,
but
let's
I'll
say,
use any of them, but I like hers the best.
yeah. I mean, even like this. Well, like I'm starting with like the center is like
Hmm.
a 5 inch square. So,
Hmm.
and it's going to be an 8 inches, 8 inch economy block whenever I'm done. So it's going to be
Yeah,
relatively easy, and so I
and
really don't
those
need
the
paper.
no, and those foundation papers are like it's like $12 for a pad of those, and for the economy blocks from Fat Quarter Shop, which I mean they're great. They come out absolutely perfect if you care about such things, which I don't, but some people do. Most most people do. But
See, my motto is if you want perfection, you go to the store and buy it.
uh,
Mine's
my
my theory is homemade is not meant to be perfect.
my I have a philosophy called FIF, FIIF, and that stands for F it, it's fine. You know.
I wonder if my youngest son watches your videos.
Close enough is good
His
enough.
theory, his theory is F.
F it, it's fine. FIF. Yeah, it's very useful. It's very freeing. Janet, I am working on clue one of the Bonnie Hunter Mystery Quilt Indigo Ways. So right now it's half square triangles as far as the eye can see.
And I am making a bazillion 8 inch economy blocks for a commission quilt that I'm making for a friend of mine. He is paying me to make him a queen size quilt. So I figured what better time to do it than on my live stream.
There you go.
Any other time I'm usually doing like small projects on here. I figure I'd do a quilt today. Change it up a little. So I was on the fence whether I was going to do this or if I was going to work on my items that I need to get taken care of before my craft show on the 10th. But I'm like, all I mainly have left to do to have ready for that is a bunch of bowl cozies and pot holder sets. And I got like 2 weeks to get that done.
You do a lot of craft shows, Donnell?
I didn't so much this year. I did like from May to December, about one a month, with the exception of August and as you know, with the exception of November, I didn't do any for November. And it's just to get my feet wet, get a feel for what sells and what's not selling of the items I was making. And so now I got a better understanding. So next year I'm planning on at least one a month, if not two.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun though.
Yeah, and I try to hit like a lot of the local ones to me, so that way I don't have a whole lot of drive time involved.
Yes. How do I? It says it will needle over, but I don't know how to do that.
What, something in the directions of the pattern?
Oh no, just this machine. It says it will move the needle to the left, but I don't know how to, I don't see how to do it. So, that's all right. My seam allowance is a little bit off. It's not going to hurt anything. It won't hurt anything. It'll be just fine. But I just thought if I could fix it, I would fix it. Let's see.
Yeah, but then what you've already sewn would be off then too compared to everything else.
Yeah, but yeah.
See, for seam allowance, I very rarely go by the whole 1/4 inch rule. I just do whatever I'm doing, I stay consistent with it.
Yeah, that works generally. But on Bonnie Hunter's patterns, you kind of need it to be.
Well, yeah.
You need it to be right because the pieces fit together and there are angles involved. Like if it were all straight squares and stuff, straight seams, it wouldn't be that big a deal. But when you start putting those angles in there, that seam allowance matters.
I don't really do a whole lot of patterns. I like to get a pattern and then make it my own.
That's usually what I do.
And plus, I have a hard time with comprehension of reading stuff, so.
I usually, it's like if I like an idea and it's in a pattern, I'll buy the pattern because, that person did the work. But then I just look at it for like the fabric requirements and then.
For me, I usually just go, okay, I need 3 yards, this, and this, and this. And if I have anything extra, then I just got extra fabric laying around. Big Bird. Are you wanting attention, Big Bird? Are you feeling neglected?
Yeah, Janet, we were in the pool a couple of not last year, but the year before. We were in the pool on Christmas. Now we do have to heat it, but we were out there and having a good time. So she said they're usually in the at the beach on Christmas because it's in the middle of summer, which is just
I would love to be at a beach or in a pool for Christmas. Not on a regular basis, just for the experience. That would be amazing.
We
Because ever since
my
I've been here in Michigan. So
oh wow, yeah. My father after he sold his house and anyway, treated us to he wanted to go to Hawaii. So we took him we went to Hawaii and then did a cruise of all around the islands, Honolulu to Honolulu. It was a treat. And but it was, I don't know, in December. And we were there and it was, beautiful. Man, Hawaii, it will blow your mind. And then we had to run in Best Buy to get an adapter or something so I could plug my headphones in on the flight home. And we were in Best Buy and we're there, and it's been 80 and sunny all week, 2 weeks, and, just absolutely gorgeous. And we weren't thinking about anything. We're in Best Buy. We're like, why is it so crowded? Why is it so busy? And we got in the parking lot and started to leave. And we were like, oh, it's the weekend before Christmas, of course. It's insane, Best Buy. Like, but when it was warm and beautiful, and we were not anywhere where it was super festive, it was real easy to forget.
oh, I believe it.
Oh no, Randy's using Jack to rip out stitches. Well, I'm glad we can keep you company.
Not Jack the Ripper. Snuff, I'm not fairly for sure who you are, but please watch the language on my channel.
I don't know if that may be not a.
So it's not anyone from your channel?
Might not be a participant. Might be spam or troll. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I just deleted that one. I don't want anything that's going to possibly get me in trouble.
Strike. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, if I can keep my mouth under control for a live stream, then everybody else.
Yeah, I'm like,
my husband and son, I can curse like a sailor. I can make bikers blush. Okay.
Live streams scare me because I'm like, oh, you never know what's gonna come flying out of my mouth. But I'm working hard to.
Yeah, I've been having fun creating my own T version of Potty Mouth.
If I can break a needle and scare myself and not fly out with a swear word, I think we'll be all right.
Oh, definitely.
Now, if it goes through my hand, you may have to bleep me. But other than that, I think we'll be okay.
Well, I can tell you from experience, it will hurt like a mother, and it would not be my first experience ever dealing with a needle in my finger.
Yeah.
Because I've done that before myself. I try and sit here sewing along, not paying attention. I'm like, oh, there's a foot on there and everything. It'll stop me. No,
it won't.
It went right into the tip of my finger. I'm like,
My friend Lynn was taking a class, a long arm quilting class from some, I can't remember now. But big name, and I guess she was at QuiltCon maybe when it was in Savannah, and some big name quilter, and went right through her hand. And
Oh
so
no.
she's attached, but it's a long arm. So, like, the flywheel is on the back of the 24-inch long arm where she can't reach it. So she's
Oh my
like,
God.
"Excuse me." So she's like pinned to this sample quilt. "Excuse me." I and had to get help, and the medics came, the security or the facility medics came and
I would have been
whatnot,
like,
and
anybody order blood, sweat, and tears instead of this one?
I know, and like her hand was really messed up. I mean, she was she couldn't like work or anything after that, and it was funny because later um someone else was talking to her and saying, "Hey, I took a class with so and so, and they said that there was this person that in one of her workshops somebody sewed right through their finger." And Lynn goes, "That was me." She's like, "Yeah, that was me."
See, if I was her, I would have placed it. I'm like, I don't know.
Mm. Dragonflies for Donna. Yeah, Christmas in Georgia. Yeah, it's in 48 years living in Georgia, born and raised. We had snow on Christmas one time, and it was like it was an anomaly. But yeah, usually rain or it's cool. A lot of times we're out in shorts or sandals. The ground isn't even like you can still be out barefoot. It's not, the ground isn't even cold yet.
Yeah, when I first met my husband, his parents lived in right outside of Atlanta, and so he took me down there to meet his parents, and I was so astounded. I'm like, oh, I want to move here. I'm like, I totally want to move here.
Yeah, it's
I even
hot
tried telling
though.
him, I'm like, your parents have a big enough house. We can just move right into it.
Where did they live? And outside of Atlanta?
It was like 20, I want to say like 20 minutes outside of Atlanta, and I cannot, like Lafayette or something like that.
Oh, south. So yeah, Fayette County or
Yes, Fayette County.
yeah, yeah. hmm I lived on the northwest side.
So dragonflies, I have been quilting off and on since I was 12 years old, around 11 or 12 years old. My mom taught me. Actually, me and my mother used to do flea markets, so she taught me how to do quilting, and I tied quilts at that point. Sold my very first one at a flea market and fell in love with the craft. And then life took place, and I didn't ever get back into it until I want to say 2017 or 2018, because that's when I picked it back up and decided I was making a memory quilt for my mom for in memory of my grandmother that we had lost to lung cancer. So I try and used mine and my brother's for that quilt there. I used mine and my brother's fabric that was resembled our birthstones, and my youngest brother, or no, my middle brother, his birthstone was the same as my grandmother's, so that fit in perfectly. And then I also did the backing as daisies, and because it's like you walk in her backyard, and her entire backyard was lined in daisies. And so Tron did that. But yeah, I mean, other than that, it's pretty much been self-taught through YouTube in my adult years, because it's like a lot of the stuff my mom taught me when I was younger, I forgot.
That's a special project to bring you back into quilting.
Yeah, because I was like, well, my husband bought me a sewing machine for like 5 to 10 years before that because I wanted to sew, but
hmm
I never actually had the space and didn't want to do it on a TV dinner table in the middle of the front room and everything. I was frustrated, so I just never even brought it up. I was like, I'm not doing this.
Mm.
And then we got this place here, and it had a basement, and I'm like, ooh.
Ooh, then the
Yes,
wheels
I
start
kind
turning.
of did that, and then during COVID, I made up a bunch of masks and donated them to people and everything. Like, I donated like 88 of them to the police station to help them out during COVID, as well as a
Yeah.
bunch of other places. And also,
And I have been quilting since, oh, yeah, I was about 15. So a long time, a long time. And I learned on PBS, Eleanor Burns and, Kay England and Sue Hausman. I mean, we're talking before, I mean, there was Sewing with Nancy, but we're talking before Fons and Porter, before Alex Anderson. So, and then watch them. And I've done it off and on. Got back into it, I guess, really when the kids were really little, or right before the kids came along, and haven't really stopped since. So, um, yeah, pretty much I pick up tips and tricks wherever I find them. I
yeah,
look at the picture and figure it out. That's just been that's what you did, in the days before YouTube.
but
The
that,
library or
I still love doing that. It's like I'll watch a bunch of different versions of a pattern,
yeah,
and then I create my own version out of it.
right, right.
But it's
And
like that's
that's
I just use those as like a foundation of where to start to figure it out.
right. And that's what I do. It's like I'll watch and that's what's so great about YouTube and about content creation in any field, not just in quilting or crafting. YouTube, you can go and you can find, like, you can watch a video on the same thing again and again from a bunch of different people to find either the combination of things that will work for you or the person who explains it in a way that makes sense to your brain,
Yes.
in a way that makes sense to your learning style. And I think that's great. I watch a lot of videos about like the same thing from different points of view and perspectives, and that then take all those tools and go do what I'm going to do with it.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I mean, it's like you never know which direction it is going to actually go. Oh yeah.
Yeah, when it's going to click. I used to teach um, knitting classes in a shop,
Uh-huh.
and I would teach, and you learn to watch. Hang on, I'm sorry, this quilting foot is not working for me. You learn to watch the students. You learn to keep talking around an idea, around the concept, around the instructions until everybody's eyes light up and it clicks for them. So you end up saying the same thing a lot of different ways until it registers properly for everybody. And hopefully it does. Sometimes it's somebody needs to go home and sit with the information for a while before it's going to settle and work for them. But
Yeah, in school, a lot of times that was me. It's like, okay, it's like I need to be able, because I'm a hands-on learner. So it's like,
mhm.
okay, I need you to explain it to me. I need you to show me, and then I need you to give me the materials and let me play with it and figure it out.
Then I need you to leave me alone for an hour and I'll get it. It's fine.
Yes.
That's what I've taken a lot of classes at QuiltCon and quilt conventions and shows and things like that. And when I do, I find that I just sit and I listen and I watch, and then I can take that information and go home and execute on it. I don't deal with, somebody's making you laugh.
Donna and maybe Ying. She goes,
Hey,
wait a
Donna.
minute, you two on one channel? Really? I don't believe it. I am seeing things. Much love. We love you too, Donna.
We love you, Donna. You can
So I
sew
was
and talk.
trying to
I
pay
can't
attention.
sew and talk. You see me. I stop sewing when I start talking.
The whole time I'm talking, I'm sitting here like folding the pieces and like putting my little crease
Oh,
and
yeah,
mark
you're
my
like
spot
working.
where
I'm
I
like
want it.
just sitting here, chatting, looking around, drinking my coffee. Yeah.
We discussed this last night that this is what you're probably going to wind up doing.
hmm We did. I'm like, I'm just gonna be sitting there talking to you and talking to everybody. Well, and this is why you were like, give me a call. I was like, oh no, I gotta get this video finished. I cannot pick up that phone because I will just talk to you for 2 hours instead of actually working. Oh, I'm like, no, 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 no. I
Oh,
cannot do
Donna,
that.
I would love that. That would be so awesome. She says that we
What's
are
that?
cracking her up, that we are both cracking her up, and we need to come sew and chat tonight with her. I'm game.
That sounds like a great idea. Let me see what my honey wants to do.
What
And the
time tonight,
fam.
Donna? In Eastern time. What time tonight, love?
Yeah, Donna's Eastern.
Yep.
Break out that blue. I am using blue fabric. Look at that. I am using blue fabric.
Look at you.
I know. It's navy though. I love navy. The blue, regular blue. I'm
There's
not,
only
but
one color fabric I'm not crazy about, and that's mainly yellow.
see, I love
I've never
yellow.
been crazy about yellow fabric.
Yeah, yellow fabric is hard though.
For
Because
me,
it's always like it's either baby like pastel little baby ducks yellow, or it's like lemonade, bright lemon beachy yellow. And I'm like, where's the nuance with the yellow? Where's the
yeah,
buttery yellows and the
this one
warm
here
the
I
warm
like because it's
mustardy?
like this one here I like because it's like a tone on tone, so it's got
Right,
some
it's got
interest to it.
some interest, yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
Lauren.
Laurelyn. Yeah, but honey on the back corner, come coffee and so with me. I think I might do that. He loves it. He's playing a video game right now. Oh my Lord. I woke up in the middle of the night and I looked over and I was like, Casey, it's 4 in the morning. You have got to be kidding me. He's like into this video game, And he's like, okay, okay, like a kid. It was so cute. But I was like, honey, I need you to help me set up in the morning. You got to go to sleep.
It's so funny
Oh,
because it's like I schedule my live streams for Saturdays for 11 because I'm Okay, so my Yorkie, he'll be 15 at the end of April. My baby. And he is partially deaf, partially blind, developing dementia because half the time he'll walk up to a wall and just stand there and stare at it like he's waiting for me.
mm-hmm.
And he's developing incontinence where
Um,
every night he has to set up. I have to put a diaper on him before I go to
yeah.
bed. So he doesn't wet on the furniture or the floor. And he'll wet his diaper and then he'll still wake me up between 5 and 6 every morning like clockwork.
Yeah.
Morning it
Well, the
was
tummy
5
clock
o'clock
goes
in the
off.
morning. Yeah, this morning it was 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, this is getting ridiculous. I'm like, you need to go back to the 6:30. So he woke me up. I took him outside. Then my pit bull needs to go outside because she's a big baby and she's got to follow his lead. I take her out. Then we both want to be fed. Then go outside again. And then I lay down on the couch and went back to sleep and woke up at like 10 minutes after 8 this morning thinking I was late for Sean's live stream.
Oh, nobody was late for Sean's live stream this morning.
Nobody but Sean.
Nobody but Sean. And I knew, when I was on with him a few weeks ago, He's like, thanks for hopping on early because I'm one of those people where if you're on time, you're late. I'm like, oh, yeah, me too. And so this morning, I'm like, oh no. Oh no, the turkey got him, man. Turkey knocked him right out.
Oh my gosh. So ever since Thanksgiving night, my I've I seen it advertised on because I'm a big Harry Potter freak.
Hmm.
And I seen it on there that they're gonna have a Harry Potter marathon. I'm like, well, my husband and son bought me the Blu-rays a while back,
Oh
so
yeah,
we
yeah.
decided, okay, we're gonna do a Harry Potter marathon this weekend for me while
Hmm.
eating dinner, relaxing at night. And so last night he put it on, and I'm like, okay, I'll have Donna's and Becca's live streams playing while I'm watching my movie. So that way there I can show my support and love and everything. I was out cold before Becca's even got started. I ate. He made me a big, huge Thanksgiving leftover
It's
plate.
that
It was
turkey,
on his.
man.
I was curled up
It's
on my recliner of my sofa with my Yorkie underneath the blankets, all snuggled and nice and warm and ready for sleep.
everybody says, oh, it's the tryptophan in the turkey. I'm like, yeah, it's not the 40 pounds of carbs you just put on your plate with mashed potatoes and dressing and bread. I'm like, no, you couldn't be carb crashing.
Yeah, this is definitely a jogging pant weekend.
Yeah, yeah. It's like in Friends when Joey says, I wore my Thanksgiving pants and they're like elastic joggers. He goes, what? Yep, these are my eating pants. I'm like,
Okay, Donna says she's going live 7 p.m. Eastern tonight.
so that's 6 o'clock. Okay, that should be. Donna, send me a link.
Me too, me too.
And I'll see what I can do. Oh, hang on, I have a show and tell.
Yeah, so 7 p.m. be perfect for me because my guys are still at the out in the garage, which they call their sewing room.
All right,
My
I have a
husband
show
is.
and tell.
Oh, I like show and tells.
Oh, it's not that interesting. Okay. Oh God. You asked
You're
how
so
I
silly.
store my pre-cut stuff.
Oh yes, yes,
Look,
yes.
it's bursting. Look, it's bursting open. It's so
Girl,
full.
that
This is the blue 10-inch square bin.
did you feed that Thanksgiving dinner too?
I sure did. Now I cut up all those blue scraps. And let me tell you, when the next batch of blue scraps came in, I was like, oh no, I'm just putting these in the giveaway pile because I'm done. But I'm like, I got enough blue. But I got these bins a few years ago at Target, and now they've changed them and they don't fit. The 10-inch squares don't fit quite as well. The bins are not squared off on the corners on the new ones, which is very disappointing. I mean, they'll fit in there, but I'm like, I should just sew faster and not buy more bins.
Yeah, I'm sitting here. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I have a very small confined space,
Hmm.
and so my storage consists of. Let's see, my bottom shelf down here, which
Hmm.
legit has taken over,
Oh yeah,
and this, like,
cubies.
yeah.
Yeah, they'll fit in the
So
cubies too. And
yeah,
if you
that's
say if you have layer cakes, if you've purchased layer cakes, that piece of cardboard that they come on is, excuse me, the coffee is killing me. Um,
you okay?
I am.
Say there is no
The
dying allowed on my stream.
that piece of cardboard that they come on is
Yes.
great to divide your colors. You can just put a
Oh,
piece of like painter's tape folded over on the edge, like leave a little tab so you can lift it up That's great. And they'll sit right down in one of those cubies.
Oh, that's awesome
So
idea. And then on the painter's tape, you can even mark like what color is on that
you
tab.
can mark what color it is. Yeah. Or if you have fancy washi tape, you could use, color coordinated. But yeah, I'm not about that
It
life.
seems like way too much work.
All right. I'm about whatever's easy, whatever's fast, whatever
Yeah, for
gets it
me, it would be
out of
like
my
the
sight
painter's.
line.
Yeah, for me, it'd be painter's tape and a Sharpie.
And a Sharpie. There you go. Happy birthday. Yes, happy birthday. My watch is talking. My watch is talking to me. I have
My
Mickey Mouse
my
on my.
D.
Oh, where's the camera? I can't. There. I have Mickey Mouse on my Apple Watch, and
Yep.
but I always kept my watch on silent, and so it was like a year before I realized you could tap on it, and he would tell you what time it was. I was like, it happened by accident one time, and I went, "What? How did that? How did it?" So now I love it.
Yeah,
I love all things Mickey
I used
Mouse.
to love the fact that it would remind me on the 50th minute of every hour to get up and move.
To
And
get
now
up.
I'm
Hmm.
like, shut up, I'm busy.
Now I'm like, I'm moving. I'm moving. Look, I'm moving.
Can't you feel me doing all this cutting?
I'm moving.
And my husband's like, why are you putting that on your dominant arm? I'm like, so that way it attracts more.
Yeah. I'm like, because I can't stand to wear my watch over here.
No, I can't either. I'm like, this is my natural arm to just raise up. I tried the other one. It felt like socks on a dog's feet.
Oh, or socks on my feet. I hate socks. Well, I have the luxury of hating socks living in the South. So living in Michigan, or Minnesota, or any of those
Yeah,
weather
I'm a
places,
fuzzy sock queen.
I would.
I have every color of fuzzy socks, and then I buy them in bulk too, so I can make my little fuzzy sock kittens.
I saw those. Those are adorable.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would have a different opinion about socks if I lived somewhere where I
here's
needed
my
them.
latest one.
Oh my God.
He's so
Donnell,
cute,
they're so freaking cute.
right? I love them.
Oh my gosh.
Here's my babies, and the best part is, I hand sew the entire thing on the couch while
See,
watching movies with the guys.
I was gonna say, so you can sit there and be part of like
Yeah,
family
I
life.
keep a shopping bag of one of those plastic grocery bags because I bought the big pots of the polyfill stuffing. So
Yes.
I
Hmm.
take some out of the big pots, I put it in a shopping bag, and I keep it right where I sit. So the way that I got it in there, and then I just refill it whenever I need to. And then I use
That's
embroidery thread for the face because that way there it just works better for that. Because I'm like that way there's no choking hazard of buttons.
yeah, safety eyes or buttons and safety eyes are, they're just
I
they're not as cuddly.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
bought safety buttons because I was going to do memory bears,
Hmm.
and I just wound up not going that direction
Yeah.
because I'm like that is a lot of work, and I don't want to have to charge per hour of labor for a memory bear.
Yeah.
On top of the fabric and the interfacing and the stuffing and the face and everything, I'm like, I can't see to charge that much money for it. So I'm like, so just go and do fuzzy sock kittens because I fell in love with that idea. I've had people ask me,
Fuzzy stuff.
I've had people ask me if I could figure a way to incorporate them into like little bears or dogs or babies and stuff. I'm like, if I sat down and took the time to, maybe, but I want to stick with the kittens.
It's a cat. If you don't like cats, don't buy it. I mean, I know you can't say that to people.
Yeah. Well, no, I've had like followers on YouTube ask me if I could show them how to do those. I'm like, I could, but then I gotta watch all those videos and figure that out, and I just don't
Yeah.
really want to. I don't have the time to do all that on top of everything else I already do.
Right.
Because
Randy, I am
like,
not using the same colors. I'm using navy blue and Oh my Lord, my bin. See, these are the new bins, and they're rounded, and they don't hold the squares. And hot pink and like lime or chartreuse green with the neutrals
Oh
for the bounty
wow, that is
hunter
gonna be
mystery.
gorgeous.
It's gonna be loud, which I love. Thank you.
So Randy, I'm actually not even doing that. I was going to, and I decided against it because I need to work on a commission quilt.
Because she's smarter than me and is doing the things that she's already got going.
No, it's more like I felt guilty if I started something else and don't start on that because he has been
Well,
waiting and
somebody's waiting.
he's been waiting for it and he's a return customer. So I gotta be faithful to my return customers.
Oh, sure. Yeah. And I started it. A couple of reasons. One, I got swept up in the everybody's doing it because I have a lot of friends. I have my friend Carol Bosch, and you guys may see her on other live streams. If you're ever on Fat Quarter Shop, she's on there all the time, and on Pat Sloan. If you're, I mean, I have to get up early now to see Pat Sloan, but she's almost always on there, and she's a good friend of mine from back from Atlanta, and she's done the mystery quilt for, I think this may be her 13th one. She
Oh
does it
wow.
every year, and it's a big to do. And we all wait to see what colors she's chosen and what, direction she's going to go. And because she has a real sense for color, and it's fun to see what she does with it. And so, Carol was doing it, and my friend Tiffany, my best friend Tiffany, is doing it. And I was like, I don't want to play. And then I was like, and it'll make good content, even if I mess it up or miss it. There's a story to tell there as
See,
well.
see, that's how I got into legit kit. Oh, leg cramp. Hang on. Okay,
Oh,
I got
yes, you want to be
second.
one of the. Oh, yeah, do what you need to do. Yeah, those legit kits I just can't get on with. I just can't. And Donna, I love you and you do make it very approachable. I'm like, I just can't. I'm like, I can't, I flip it the wrong way. I don't know if it has to do with me being left-handed and like it's like that part of my brain is underdeveloped,
Why?
but
Because of the fact that you're so
logistically, I'm like ripping it out. I'm like, okay, it's beautiful. I'm so happy that you love it. I do not enjoy this. I'm not going to do it.
was
It's like
like
I may want the la-di-da, but I don't want to go through the process to get the la-di-da. So I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna really love watching you guys
it's
play
just
with
like
them.
you with your like 2-inch squares finished size. I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a whole bucket here of 1.5-inch squares.
mm-mm.
Yeah.
2.5 is the smallest I'll go,
Yeah.
and
It's
that's for starting size. Anything smaller than that terrifies me.
yeah. I also,
Well,
most of the UFOs that I've got that I'm trying to finish by the end of the year, it's all finishing stuff. It's all like this needs to be quilted and bound. It's everything needs to be quilted and bound. I didn't have any open sewing projects. So I was like, I've got room for the Bonnie Hunter mystery um and it doesn't have to be finished by the end of the year because it doesn't even finish until after the first of the year. So
yeah, see, well, I'm working on it. I've had this quilt top done for like forever, and I
mhm.
still need to finish doing the embellishing of it.
Oh, that's pretty. I can't see. Is that black and white? It's little
Yes,
daisies. Okay.
it's black and white plaid with yellow Shasta daisies,
Okay.
and I am doing the embellishing of this right here on there.
Oh,
Whoops.
wow.
Yeah, I'm using my embroidery machine to do that.
Okay. I don't have an embroidery machine. That's a path I did not pursue.
My husband got it for me because I wanted to be able to create my own quilt labels
Oh yeah.
and customize them. So he got me an embroidery machine, and then I just been playing with it, seeing how other ways I can incorporate it. Like I did a quilt for my elderly neighbor for Christmas a couple of years ago, and
Hmm.
the quilting of it, I actually used Decker stitches on there to embroidery stitches and everything to do like a vine as the
Oh,
quilting of it.
pretty.
Okie dokie. I think we're gonna call it quits for today. Do you want to give any info about your channel or anything upcoming?
I am an insane person, and I'm posting every single day in the month of December. And it's not vlog style because the keeping up with and my life is just not that interesting. I do the same thing again and again. But it is formatted, filmed videos, and I'm working on that. And hopefully, it will be um, a rousing success and a lot of fun. I'm having fun planning it. So I will be doing that. And then I've got some really also insane ideas for 2024, but I'm not willing to say them out loud yet because I don't want to be committed.
Yeah, because once you say it on
Committed
YouTube,
to the project
it's
or
done.
committed for the idea.
Yeah,
So
once you say it on YouTube, it's done. You have to.
I know then people will like ask me about it, and I'm like, oh no. Mm-mm.
Like I don't recall that.
I mentioned it to Sean the other day when we were chatting, we were recording something, and I mentioned to him, I'm like, but that's the first time I've said that out loud, and it may not happen, so please don't repeat. And then he goes, aren't there 29 days in February this year? Isn't it a leap year? I was like, you shush. I don't.
Yeah, see, I need to get with you because I need help on like outside of YouTube, figuring out how
Mhm.
to properly record my videos so I can have something to edit. Because
Yeah.
right now it is.
I have a lot of footage, practice footage in my like on my computer on my hard drive that is like, oh yeah, that is never seeing the light of day.
Yeah, I've deleted both my attempts so far. I'm like, no, I don't even want to see this again.
So
But
yeah,
alrighty, you have a wonderful day, and
thank
I
you.
am going to continue working on trying to record something that is editable.
Oh, you'll get there. You'll get there.
I know.
You
It's
will.
just
It's just.
not for me. My biggest problem is trying to figure out the proper camera angle so that way there I can
Hmm.
sew something and I can actually show you what it is I'm doing. Because my last attempt I had was sewing something and explaining it to you, and all you could see was the sewing machine.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes a second set of hands can be helpful. One of those little the gorilla tripods
Uh
that will
huh.
hang on to that you can bend around and hang on to something, that can be very helpful. And good lighting is key. So,
You have a wonderful day, and everyone else, I hope you all have a wonderful creative day. And I believe Soviet Quilts, Fallon and her husband Matt are still possibly live on their channel, so I'll probably be hopping over there to hang out for the remainder of their session.
all right, thanks so much, Donnell. It's been a blast, and I'm gonna finish sewing 11 billion half square triangles.
Not a problem, and I hope to have you back soon.
Thank you.
Bye.